Chris and Paige. So I want to talk more about Chris and Paige because I feel like you didn't even do him justice. Like that dude, he's a douchebag.
Yeah, he's rude. He's evil for what he did.
He's the worst on Marriage at First Sight ever. I don't even know how.
They said in history.
I don't even know how he was even qualified to be on the show. He previously came out of this relationship 3 months ago. And he was okay to be on Marriage at First Sight to marry this girl that's been waiting forever for Mr. Right. No, it wasn't ready. They didn't ready.
Push it. I'm giving a bit of a dead I want you to meet me today. She making me stupid.
Hey, welcome back to our channel. We are back at it.
Like a crack at it.
Feeding for some more. Alright guys, let's jump into Married at First Sight. The first we want to start with is Chris and Paige. All I can say is like, what the heck is going on with that? I mean, that guy is so horrible. I mean, what he did to her. I mean, I can't even begin to explain. I mean, you don't go ahead and try to sleep with a woman to see if you can get a further connection. That's insane. What you should be doing is you should have waited, especially knowing what's going on with him having a woman that is already pregnant. I'm pretty sure he knew beforehand. I don't feel like he was waiting for the right time to tell her, or he was going to plan on going ahead and just waiting to have sex. I think this was just him going ahead and just wanting sex because he haven't had sex in a while, instead of going ahead and trying.
I think he's also just trying to see if there's going to be a connection between him and Paige. Just for some reason, he thought by having sex, they'll get closer, or he'll feel some type of connection with her. But I guess that didn't turn out the way how he planned. And he got mad at Paige because she meet up. So the next day, they were supposed to meet up with the family member, just have lunch with them and get to know the family. So she met up with his parents and I think her auntie. Or not during the lunch, she told his parents that my husband told me I'm not attracted, or he wasn't attracted to me.
Yeah, or wasn't attracted to him.
Yeah, there's no attraction between them, but they had sex not once but twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the family, the dad was kind of mad about that because if you're not interested in a person, why have sex with them? But then his mom and his auntie was trying to justify the reason. And he got mad at her for bringing it out with his parents. I guess he's not comfortable talking about sex with his family or just with anyone in general. He thinks it's his personal reason that he likes his sex life to be private. He don't want anybody to know about it. So at this point, I'm having some issues about that. But he was able to apologize to her because he kind of yelled at her and told her that he wasn't comfortable about talking about sex and all of that. So he apologized to her, and at this point they're getting ready to go on a vacation to Las Vegas.
Yeah, they're on honeymoon. I personally think she needs to cut her ties with him. I have a feeling that that's going to end up happening anyway, just because like looking at the preview, it seems like she's just going to be like, no. I think when she finds out that a baby's coming with his ex, I think that's going to put a nail in the coffin. I definitely don't think those two are going to work out. I think she just needs to walk out of the experiment and just be done.
Yeah, I think Chris, I don't think he's in this Marriage at First Sight experiment for the right reason, because he just previously came out of a committed relationship engagement, and boom, you want to get married and have 7 kids and all of that. I just don't think he's mentally ready for that, or he's not even really committed to having a relationship. So and again, even though he's like honest about his feelings and stuff when it comes to her, but I still feel like he really didn't treat her right. She doesn't deserve what he did to her. She's such a nice girl and God-fearing woman. She doesn't deserve that. He wants this Instagram model and all of that, and bitch is beautiful in her own way. Take her as she is. She's not no Instagram model. She's Paige, she's Paige. Not everybody's gonna be Instagram model.
Yeah, Instagram models, in my opinion, are probably the worst if you're trying to have a relationship with. I mean, if you really know how they are, I mean, they're living this fake lifestyle and not as happy, and they're just always chasing the money. I mean, he definitely, his priorities are all over the place. With those two, we'll have to see what happens next. I personally think we'll be seeing it come to an end in the next few episodes, but we'll have to watch and see.
Yeah. All right, the next couple that I'm gonna talk about is Ryan and Clara. They already got married. They got married. Kind of get to know each other at the wedding. At this point, they went to the hotel room and just sleep for the night. Everybody was exhausted and tired, just ready to get some sleep and get ready for the next morning. And the next morning, I think he was complaining about her sleepwalking and talking in her sleep a lot, trying to push him off the bed. So that was one thing he learned about his wife. And I think that was interesting. They're getting ready to meet their in-laws just to kind of get to know them a little bit before they can get ready for the honeymoon. So Clara went and met with his parents. We already know that his parents, they're both ministers. Mm-hmm. And I think his brother was there too. The one, just to have lunch with the parents and get to know them. They asked a little bit about her, church and religion background and all of that. And in this episode, we learned that Clara said she went to Bible college, but she dropped out, I guess, and never went back to church after that. She didn't really give her personal reason why she haven't been to church for that long, or what happened when she was in college when it came to, I guess, her relationship with God. And Ryan, on the other hand, his family, they're all ministers. He was raised in the church, so he kind of like the whole Christian and religion thing. So I don't know how that relationship, I think they're going to have a little bump in the road when it comes to that, because she's not big on the church and he is big on the church and all of that. So they're getting ready they met the family. Everybody asked that question. Clara parents asked Ryan, a few questions too, just to kind of know him and all of that. And then when they both came back to the hotel, they just sat down and discussed how it went. And then they got a gift basket from the experts saying, your honeymoon is going to be in Las Vegas. Pack and get ready. So they packed their stuff and then they're on their way to Las Vegas.
Yeah, those two, I think they'll be fine if they can get past the church hurdle. Other than that, I think they'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Next, we're going to talk about is Eric and Virginia. So with Eric, I feel like he is kind of a goofy, kind of nice guy who just seems he matches his wife's energy, which is really good. Surprisingly, Virginia is really interested in him. She really likes him, and I feel like they'll make a great couple if if Virginia was a little bit older. Virginia seems like she's still in that party stage where she wants to party and drink and have fun and just live her life, and which I can kind of understand, when you're young and you fully haven't matured. If she was a young, mature woman, I don't think it'll be a problem. Like if you see in the later episodes, as far as the previews, she's talking about male friends and going out and doing stuff and hanging out with them. You gotta remember with Eric, he's gonna be gone for up to 14 days. And with her going out hanging out with male friends, getting drunk, going to do whatever, I mean, that's a problem, if she wants to truly be married, you can't have male friends you're going out drinking and partying with and things like that. It probably wouldn't be so much of an issue if she was just going out and on occasion just to meet them or say hi or hello, but the problem, that party girl type of atmosphere is going to be a problem. I feel like with Virginia, she is going to cause Eric more trouble because Eric is going to get tired and he's going to start to want to move on from her within the next few episodes, I think, as we start watching, because he's going to be like, I need somebody more mature. And unless Virginia decides to mature right away, she'll definitely lose in that relationship. And as far as them meeting the parents, it looks like his parents want kids like really fast. Like they don't want to wait a few years. Looking at him, he's 34 years old, she's 26. So I can understand her wanting to wait a few more years because a woman can wait quite a few more years, probably early 30s, like 32, 33, before she could still actually have kids as long as she's healthy and there's no other underlying problems. So I can see why she wants to wait. But no, the parents want kids right away. That was a problem. Also, her maturity, I can kind of see the parents are not really feeling it, but they're very respectful, you know. As far as it goes with him meeting the dad, he just told the dad and mom, you know, I am previously married. It was kind of a slight pause, but the dad's like, as long as you treat her well, I really don't care about that. He said it's been 3 years and you're married since the last time it happened, so everything's good on that. There's really no problem. But he's like, the main thing is you have to realize that she's relatively young, which means you will have to worry about that, and she's still in her ways. And she definitely has a background on just wanting to party. So I think that's the main issue we're going to see with those two. I think if she matures within the next 8 weeks, I think they'll be perfectly fine. You definitely see the connection. But if that maturity doesn't get to that point, then it won't work out, definitely.
Okay, so the next couple we're gonna talk about is and Vincent. Brianna and Vincent got married and went back to the hotel. You know, they got changed into their pajamas. They're all tired. They just wanted to sleep, get some rest, and cuddle, and you know, see what the next day is gonna be like. So the next morning, you know, he just started talking a little bit about himself. He like breakfast, and he's like, it'll be nice if you can, you know, make me breakfast regular, if you can. Not like she's not like required to make breakfast for him, but he's like, breakfast is one of my biggest meal of the day. I love breakfast. You know, they're just talking little stuff like that. And then he asked for her number, and she's like, that's not how, I think he said, can I get your number? He's like, no, ask me in the proper way, and all of that. So he got her number, you know, they exchanged number, and it just got ready for the day because they're gonna meet up with family member again, like the other couple. They're meeting mom, dad, family member, just to kind of know them personally. So Vincent met up with Brianna's mom and her sister and her best friend. So the mom seemed very protective of her daughter. She said that she's super protective of her daughter. So she started like asking me question, what is your plan B if things doesn't go, you know, as planned, and what are you gonna do, and blah blah blah, and how are you gonna take care of my daughter, and just, you know, just asking him question after question. And he was very on point. He answered all of her question, you know, with confident, and you know, just say, I'll take care of your daughter, I'll treat her right, and I'll do this. But I think the friend is a little concerned because he just started his business, and we know it requires work and time, and so I think she's just concerned if he's gonna make time for Brianna in that marriage. You know, they just marry a complete stranger, so it's gonna take time.
And no, it's 100% entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It's no, I mean, even if he's like a broker who deals with cars and gets the best quotes, and then he also is trying to get his real estate license, none of these are really stable income. So it's like, if he can go 100% at it and he can make money, that's great. But the problem is if he if it could take 6 months to a year before he makes his first transaction, which means that if there's no money coming in during that time, how does he support himself? So,
yeah, that was one of her mom biggest concern. How is he gonna you know, contribute to the marriage financially? So yeah, and so after meeting up with the parents, and she met up with his I think cousins and cousins, and you know, she's just asking questions about him too, like what to expect of him, or what to know about him. And then I think her cousin said, and his cousin was like, what do you bring into the marriage? And then she told them that, you know, she's engineer, construction engineer, so she's well educated, so of course she's bringing something to the table as a wife, and not just, you know, just going into the marriage with nothing. And so the cousin was, you know, impressed, and so Brianna asked the cousin about, you know, some, just wanting to know more about her husband. Something his cousin said about him, that when he gets mad, you just have to calm him down. I really didn't understand what she meant by that. Like, when he gets mad, does he like mad, like angry, throwing stuff and aggressive? that wasn't ready. I wasn't really clear on that, and I guess Brianna wasn't really clear on that either. So when she went back to the hotel, sat down with Vincent, they both talked about their experience with their family, and she's like, I hope I wasn't really overprotected and asking you a lot of questions. He said, you know, she did, and your sister and friend they did, but like I told them the right stuff, like what I'm gonna do, and then she asking about, oh, your cousin said when you get mad, I have to like calm you down. She said, what did you mean by that? Like, do you get mad? And then he said, oh, I don't really get mad like that. Like, it takes a lot for you to get me at that point. So he's like one of those person where he like super quiet and laid back, but when he gets mad, like mad. That's what I'm assuming that's what his cousin was talking about. But yeah, so they all received the gift basket from their expert. Now they're planning that trip to go to Las Vegas for their honeymoon. Yep, at this point they're in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and the last couple will be Haley and Jacob. And the funny thing about these two is it seems like they both have a very boring interaction. Like it seems like I like Jacob. He seems like a nice guy. Seems like a good person, but he's just weird. He's very nerdy. He's a gamer. He's on top of that. He has these little weird projects. He has like a sauna and jacuzzi and like a swimming pool and a little beach area in the back of his house. I mean, to be honest with you, it's not bad. He listens to mainly only 80s music and it has a 80s.
And then the weirdest stuff about him, he only eats eggs and steak and eggs.
Yeah,
that's it. All for breakfast, lunch, dinner, just steak and egg.
Yeah, and he it seems like he works out a lot. Yeah, when he was talking to the parents, he was just talking about his renovation and talking about his working out and steak and eggs. The parents would just look at him like, this guy is boring.
And he did the same too at the wedding when he met up with them at the wedding. All he talked about was his sauna, his yard, his beach, that everything is about his house. And
I think he's lacking on some of the social skills. But again, he's a programmer. I mean, they don't really have to socialize that much. So due to that factor, those people skills are probably just not there.
Yeah.
From what I can see, I can honestly see why he hasn't really been married before, because he's not a very sociable type of person or a sociable personality. As far as Haley, she seems like she does have a sociable personality, but I feel like she doesn't really know how to reach him. I mean, I think the best route for these two to go is to sit down and really talk about themselves and really figure out where they are compatible.
Them. Like, that's so awkward between them. They don't have that connection yet. I know it's going to take time for them to build that connection, but it was just super awkward when it came back from the wedding reception in hotel. It's just like
they need to find what their interest is, because you don't really. I can only see this relationship not working due to maybe being boring or not really finding the attraction. I think the physical attraction is there, but the personality attraction is not there, and that's where it could fail. But overall, there's really not too many red flags with that. Even with the parents, they talk to her and they let him know he's a good guy and stuff, and you know, he's hardworking, relatively nerdy and things like that. But beyond that, there was really no red flags that I could see with that. The biggest one is just Chris and Paige.
Oh my gosh, Chris and Paige. So I want to talk more about Chris and Paige, because I feel like you didn't even do him justice. Like, that dude, he's a douchebag.
Yeah, he's rude. He's evil for what he did.
He's the worst on Marriage at First Sight ever. I don't even know how. They said in history. I don't even know how he was even qualified to be on the show. He previously came out of this relationship 3 months ago, and he was okay to be on Marriage at First Sight to marry this girl that's been waiting forever for Mr. Right. No, it wasn't ready. They didn't ready to do Paige justice in this series. It didn't, because he doesn't need to be on there.
Yeah,
he is at the altar, and her dad was walking her down the aisle. First thing that came out of this guy's mouth was, I can't even say on camera, because he was expecting. I guess he was expecting like Beyonce or Rihanna or something. I don't even know, walking down the aisle. And I still think Paige is still beautiful and gorgeous. And he is so, I guess you can say, like you said, he's very honest and
He is.
right like that. But on your very first day, your wedding day, he's telling her friends she's not my type and this and that, and just, man, he is so low key. That's Chris for you. He's gonna be very entertaining, I guess, very entertaining for this show, but I just feel so bad for the poor girl because she went into this marriage with her whole heart and ready to be faithful and committed to this person that she's gonna get married to, and she got paired up with this God knows who.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next episode, guys. We can't wait to update you guys on the next episode because it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be interesting. So stay tuned and keep watching. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Let go.